So we can say toilet now.
Well, according to Tatler, you can. According to me, you can't. I still think it's a pretty horrid word. And it's also inaccurate as well, because the toilet historically was a person's makeup, the powdered wigs, or your, going back to the Georgian times, your white makeup that you would put on, your powder on your face. Hence, toiletries bag, eau de toilette. The actual thing you do your business in, that's a lavatory. So actually calling the China thing in your bathroom a toilet technically is wrong from my point of view, but Tatler seem to think it's okay. But that said, I will use the T word sometimes when I'm abroad, because people in other countries have no idea what a lavatory is. So I would personally still like to call it a lavatory. But what is pleasing about this list is that we can still be snobs. That has not gone out. And actually, Tatler do make the key point that there is a difference between being intolerant and a snob. And snobs can tolerate other things.
Okay. How do you feel about Cockapoos?
Yeah, well, they're not the dog of choice that I would go for, but they can be very cute for other people, but I wouldn't necessarily have one myself.
Okay, so are they in or out now as far as Tatler is concerned? Can you be posh and have a cockapoo?
According to Tatler, no, they are something that you still can be snobby about. According to Tatler, there's no pet that you can't be snobby about.
Okay, what about Negronis? My producer wants to know why a Negroni is just so it's his favourite cocktail, apparently.
Well, it's sort of going through a resurgence like gin and tonics did, supposedly 10 years ago, and now everything is gin this, gin that, and there are so many different types of gin. So Negroni seems to be this. It was a cocktail that was started by an Italian aristocrat 50, 60, 70 years ago, and now is sort of the thing to drink because it looks very nice. It's quite Instagrammable, which is probably what's made it quite naff.
Harry and Meghan, we can't be rude about them.
Well, again, according to Tatler, I'm sure a lot of us can raise an eyebrow at some of their behaviour and choices, but Tatler have clearly decided that we should maybe give them a bit of a break.
Are you on Love Island?
Love Island? No,
Yeah.
Love Island you can be snobby about. It's a terrible programme, so that's fine.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. Why do you feel so strongly about it? Are you being a bit snobby?
Well, yes, and I think it's much better. Snobbery becomes dangerous when people try and pretend that snobbery doesn't exist, but it does exist, whether it's sort of from a perceived higher level looking down at a perceived lower level, or vice versa. Inverted snobbery is just as bad or as prevalent as sort of traditional snobbery. But yeah, Love Island is fairly vacuous television.
And a final thought before I let you go. If you're not really supposed to have a cockapoo, so on Negronis, and as far as lavatories and toilets are concerned, if you use the wrong phrase, of course, if you're talking to somebody who has the right etiquette, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No, of course, and we will interact with people who use the wrong terminology every day, and of course the classic British thing to do is to say absolutely nothing, treat them with absolute respect, but inside, in your head, you think, what a twit.